Symbols, they are everywhere, carved into ancient temples, woven into sacred texts, hidden in modern logos and architecture. We pass them every day, on banknotes, on corporate emblems, on monuments of power. Yet few ever stop to ask, what do they truly mean? Are they mere decoration? Or are they codes, transmitters of knowledge, carrying secrets passed down through the ages? Some believe these symbols hold the blueprint of reality itself, a forgotten language of consciousness, speaking to us in ways beyond words. Why did the ancients guard these symbols so closely? Why have secret societies carried them through history? And why are they still used today, hidden in plain sight? A message has been left for those who can see, a key waiting to unlock something buried deep within. Tonight, we unveil the hidden power of symbols, their ancient wisdom, their forgotten purpose, and what they were meant to awaken within us. Part 1. The Universal Language of Symbols. Symbols have existed since the dawn of human civilization, long before words, before writing, before recorded history. There were symbols, markings on ancient cave walls, carvings on sacred stones, patterns etched into the foundations of temples and tombs. These were not just decorations, they were messages, codes, a hidden language used by the wise to transmit knowledge beyond time. The mystery schools of Egypt, Greece, and Babylon understood this well. They knew that true wisdom could not always be spoken, nor could it always be written. Some truths were too profound, too powerful. Instead, they were concealed in symbols, visual keys meant to unlock the deeper layers of perception. Why? Because symbols bypass language. They do not rely on words that can be mistranslated or misunderstood. They speak directly to the subconscious mind, resonating with something ancient and eternal within us. This is why symbols survive, why they persist even when civilizations fall. They exist within the human psyche, woven into the very fabric of our perception. Carl Jung called them archetypes, universal images that emerge again and again across cultures, shaping the way we see reality. They appear in myths, in dreams, in art, and in religious iconography. They are everywhere, yet most people never stop to question them. But those who do, those who seek, begin to uncover a hidden map of knowledge stretching across time. Consider the serpent, a creature of the earth, yet revered in the heavens, a symbol of knowledge, but also of deception. In Egypt it was the uraeus, worn upon the brow of pharaohs, a mark of divine authority. In the Bible, it was the tempter, the bringer of forbidden wisdom. In the East, it became the kundalini, the coiled serpent of spiritual awakening. Why does this image appear in every major tradition? What secret does it hold? Then there is the sun and moon, two celestial bodies locked in an eternal dance of light and darkness. To the alchemists, they represented the great work, the union of opposites, the merging of the seen and unseen. To the ancients, they were more than objects in the sky. They were symbols of transformation, of death and rebirth, of the cycles that govern all things. And what of the Ouroboros, the snake devouring its own tail? Found in Egypt, in Norse mythology, in Gnostic texts, it is the symbol of eternity, of the cosmic cycle, of destruction and renewal as one and the same. It tells us that endings and beginnings are illusions, that all things are connected, forever returning to their source. So we must ask, were these symbols created by humans, or were they discovered? Are they inventions of the mind, or are they reflections of universal truths, encoded in the very structure of reality? If symbols are the language of the subconscious, then understanding them is the key to unlocking hidden knowledge. And if they have been used for centuries to transmit wisdom, What else might they reveal? This is not just history. This is a path, a map left behind by those who came before, waiting for those with eyes to see. The question is, will you learn to read it? Part 2. Esoteric symbols hidden in plain sight. Symbols carry power. The ancients knew this. They used them as tools, not just for communication, but for transformation. A single mark could hold the weight of an entire philosophy, a hidden truth meant only for those with the eyes to see. But something happened. Many of the most sacred symbols of antiquity have not been lost. They have been repurposed. Their meanings, once linked to enlightenment, have been twisted, inverted. The all-seeing eye. Once it represented divine perception, the awakened state of being, the ability to see beyond illusion. In the temples of Egypt, the eye of Horus symbolized wisdom, healing, and protection. A reminder that vision is more than sight. It is perception. But today this symbol appears in places of power, watching from above, not as a guide, but as an overseer. It has become the mark of surveillance, control, and unseen authority. A transformation so complete that few remember its original purpose. The pyramid, a structure that once marked the path of initiation, a geometric gateway to higher consciousness. The Great Pyramids were aligned with the stars, built with mathematical precision to embody the principles of sacred geometry. To ascend the pyramid was to ascend in understanding. But now, the pyramid stands on the world's most powerful currencies. It has become a symbol of hierarchy, of power consolidated at the top. The initiatory path has been hidden in the very fabric of economic systems, a silent reminder of knowledge controlled by the few. The caduceus, a staff entwined with two serpents crowned with wings. In esoteric traditions, the serpent represents knowledge, transformation, the awakening of Kundalini energy. The staff, a conduit between the heavens and the earth. This was the ancient symbol of alchemy, a tool of balance, healing, and mastery over the material world. Today, it is the universal symbol of medicine. But how many recognize its deeper significance? How many understand that healing is not just of the body, but of the mind and spirit? The swastika, one of the oldest sacred symbols known to humankind. Found in Hindu temples, Buddhist scriptures, Native American carvings, a symbol of harmony, balance, and cosmic order, a representation of the cyclical nature of existence. But in the 20th century, it was taken, rebranded, and infused with fear. It became a mark of destruction rather than harmony. And with that shift, an ancient knowledge was cast into shadow. These are not accidents. They are distortions. But why? Who benefits when the symbols of awakening are turned into tools of suppression? Throughout history, symbols have been the language of those who understand. They have been carved into stone, woven into myths, passed through secret traditions. The question is, are they still being used for their original purpose, or have they been weaponized? What was once meant to free the mind is now used to control it. But symbols do not lose their power. They wait. They hide in plain sight, embedded in architecture, in corporate logos, in ancient manuscripts. They whisper from the past, waiting for those who are ready to see them again. The real question is not whether these symbols still hold meaning. The real question is not just whether we will reclaim their truth, but whether we will use it. Part 3. The Lost Science of Sacred Geometry. Throughout history, civilizations have revered symbols not as mere decorations, but as profound codes, keys to the mysteries of existence. The ancients built entire societies upon these geometric patterns, believing they reflected the hidden structure of the universe itself. The golden ratio, a blueprint of perfection. A mathematical constant appears everywhere, phi, the golden ratio, 1.618. It defines the proportions of the human body, seashells, galaxies, and even DNA. The Greeks used it in the Parthenon, the Egyptians embedded it in the Great Pyramid, and Leonardo da Vinci referred to it as the divine proportion. Why does this number repeat so universally? Is it simply mathematical symmetry, or is it the signature of creation itself? The flower of life, a universal pattern. A sacred geometric symbol, the flower of life, has been found in temples, ancient manuscripts, and carvings worldwide. Within its intricate design are hidden the Platonic solids, the Fibonacci sequence, and the golden ratio, suggesting that all of existence follows an interconnected blueprint. For the ancients, this was not just a symbol, it was a key, a map to understanding the hidden unity behind reality. Was this knowledge a discovery, or was it a gift left behind for us to remember? The Fibonacci sequence. The spiral of life. Life does not grow in straight lines, it moves in spirals. The Fibonacci sequence, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, is found in the structure of galaxies, the growth of plants, hurricanes, and even the proportions of our bodies. Before modern science, ancient civilizations embedded this sequence into their architecture, art, and spiritual traditions. How did they know? Could they perceive a deeper order, a pattern woven into the very fabric of reality? The hidden geometry of the universe. Modern physics now suggests that geometry is at the core of reality itself. String theory proposes that the fabric of the universe is composed of vibrational patterns resonating at specific frequencies, mirroring the principles of sacred geometry. The ancients saw geometry as more than mathematics. It was the fingerprint of creation. Were they primitive, or did they possess knowledge that we have since lost? A forgotten science, waiting to be remembered. Everything in nature follows a hidden order, a divine symmetry, a blueprint that connects all things. The ancients knew it, they built it, they lived by it, and now we are beginning to remember. The question is, did we discover sacred geometry, or were we meant to decode it? Part 4. Why symbols were hidden and rewritten. Knowledge is power, and power fears what it cannot control. Throughout history, symbols have carried the weight of wisdom, acting as vessels of esoteric knowledge passed down through generations. But knowledge is a double-edged sword. In the right hands, it enlightens. In the wrong hands, it enslaves. When the ancient world was rich with spiritual understanding, symbols were used as tools to elevate human consciousness. The Eye of Horus guided seekers toward inner vision. The sacred geometry of the flower of life reflected the divine blueprint of existence. The serpent, once a sign of transformation and wisdom, coiled through myths as a guardian of hidden truths. But as civilizations rose and fell, so too did the control over these symbols. As centralized power grew, wisdom that was once freely shared became a threat. Rulers and institutions understood that controlling perception meant controlling reality itself, and so a transformation began. Symbols were not erased, they were repurposed, their meanings twisted to serve a different agenda. Take the all-seeing eye. Once a representation of divine awareness and enlightenment, it was rebranded as a mark of control, appearing atop unfinished pyramids, watching over from the insignias of powerful institutions. The pyramid itself, a sacred form symbolizing spiritual ascension, became associated with domination rather than inner mastery. The serpent, revered in ancient traditions as a symbol of rebirth and higher knowledge, was demonized, turned into an agent of deception and evil. The swastika, a sacred emblem of cosmic harmony for thousands of years, was corrupted into a mark of war and destruction. The caduceus, a symbol of spiritual alchemy, was stripped of its esoteric meaning and reduced to a mundane medical insignia. Religions, secret societies, and empires understood the power of symbols. They knew that to rewrite reality, one must first rewrite its language. This shift marked a movement away from internal knowledge, the path of self-discovery, to external authority, the doctrine of control. Instead of symbols being used to unlock consciousness, they became tools of manipulation. Instead of guiding seekers toward truth, they were wielded to obscure it. But why? Why take something meant to awaken and turn it into something meant to enslave? The answer lies in perception. When symbols retain their true meaning, they empower individuals. They remind humanity of its connection to the divine, its place in the cosmos, its inherent sovereignty. But when symbols are distorted, their power remains. Only now, it serves the few who understand their true meaning while keeping the masses in ignorance. The truth was never erased. It was hidden in plain sight. It is still there, waiting for those who have the eyes to see. Part 5. How to reclaim the hidden language of symbols. Symbols are not just remnants of the past. They are not mere decorations on ancient temples or forgotten artifacts buried beneath the sands of time. They are living keys, tools designed to unlock something deep within us. But a key is useless unless you know how to turn it. For centuries, symbols have carried hidden knowledge, waiting to be understood. Yet, in a world of distractions, most pass them by without a second thought. We recognize symbols, but do we truly see them? To reclaim the language of symbols, we must go beyond recognition. We must learn to decode. 1. Understand the original meaning before the distortion. Many symbols we see today have been altered, repurposed, or even weaponized. The serpent, once a symbol of divine wisdom, became a sign of deception. The all-seeing eye, once representing inner awakening, became linked to control and surveillance. The pentagram, once a representation of harmony and the elements, became feared as a mark of darkness. To reclaim their true essence, we must look past modern interpretations and return to their origins. Where did these symbols come from? What did they mean before they were rewritten? The answer often leads back to esoteric traditions, mystery schools, and lost teachings. 2. Observe where symbols are placed and how they are used today. Look around you. Symbols are hidden in architecture, corporate logos, government emblems, religious iconography, and even entertainment. Their placement is never random. Those who understand their power use them intentionally, sometimes as a tool of enlightenment, other times as a form of control. What symbols appear most frequently? What emotions do they invoke? Are they being used to awaken or to manipulate? Understanding their context allows us to separate authentic spiritual meaning from distortion. 3. Use meditation and contemplation to unlock their deeper layers. Symbols are not just external, they exist within the subconscious mind. They communicate through feeling, intuition, and direct knowing. To truly understand a symbol, one must engage with it beyond intellect. This is why ancient initiates meditated upon sacred symbols, visualizing them in their mind's eye, allowing their meaning to unfold from within. Try this. Choose a symbol that resonates with you. Close your eyes. Picture it vividly in your mind. Ask yourself, What does this symbol reveal to me? Do not force the answer. Let the image speak. With practice, symbols begin to reveal their true purpose, not just intellectually, but experientially. 4. Realizing that symbols were always meant to awaken something within us. Symbols are more than marks on stone. They are messages, reminders of truths long forgotten, but they do not work unless we engage with them. A symbol can either imprison or liberate, depending on how it is used. It can be a chain, reinforcing programmed beliefs, or a key, unlocking higher awareness. The choice is ours. 5. Will you learn to read the messages? The world is filled with symbols, encoded messages hiding in plain sight. Some are warnings, some are invitations, some are maps leading to deeper wisdom, but none of them matter unless we choose to see. So, the question remains, will you learn to read them? Final CTA, the hidden laws that govern reality. Symbols are more than images. They are messages, blueprints of the unseen forces that shape our world. For centuries, those who understood their power used them to guide, to manipulate, and to conceal. But symbols are only one piece of the puzzle. Beneath them lies something even deeper, the fundamental laws of existence, principles that govern everything, from the movement of the stars to the thoughts in your mind. For ages, these laws were hidden, taught only in mystery schools, passed down in secret among the initiated. But they were never meant to be lost. They were meant to be remembered. Because whether you know them or not, they are shaping your reality, every moment, every choice, every breath. So the question is, will you learn to wield them, or will they wield you? Symbols are just the beginning. Beneath them lies something even deeper, the hidden forces that shape your reality. Forces that have been used to build empires, to manipulate minds, and to unlock enlightenment. Are you ready to learn the laws that govern all things? Watch next. The 7 hermetic principles that control reality. The hidden laws that have shaped civilizations. The unseen forces that govern your life, and the key to mastering them. Watch next to unlock the hidden laws governing all things.